Frank, that was really good acting, because knowing that you're a Millwall fan, to be like that towards them, you've done really well there, mate. Because you could have got yourself in a lot of bother, really. But
well, there's a couple of pals of mine who did turn out for who are Millwall supporters who did turn out for a West Ham celebrity team and got a lot of stick over it, deservedly so. They did try and justify it to me, but I wasn't having it.
Now, what about your Wall supporting days? Any interesting stories coming out of that, mate? You used to go down.
Sorry, mate, I didn't hear you.
Millwall supporting days, you know, going around the country, and do you still get to see the boys a bit?
Yeah, no, I get down as much as I can. I think I was talking about it the other day to my brother, who's actually a scout for the Lions.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were saying sort of, when I first started watching Millwall when I was 14 and 15, if someone had said to me then before I was 50, I'd see him play at Wembley.
Yeah, amazing.
See him play an FA Cup final against Manchester United. You know, we've been to the new Wembley twice in 2 seasons. You know, we've played in the old First Division, won 3 titles, the Third Division twice, and, you know, the old Second Division. I would have taken their arm off, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sort of sunbathing at the old den with 3,000 people.
Quite right. I know what you mean.
I think there's a sort of, all things considered, for Millwall to be even where we are now, but you know, pushing for the playoffs into the Premier League. You know, we're punching well above our weight, and I think that's credit to Kenny Jackett and the chairman and the squad of players at the moment are doing a fantastic job.
Where do you sit when you come down here, Frank? You sit in the posh bit?
No, wherever I can get a free seat, mate.
A true Millwall fan.
Wherever Barry Rowan sorts me out a ticket, that's
I'll tell you what, Brett, did you have to move any work or anything to go to Wembley, or was you lucky enough to be off the weekends when we played?
No, I've been quite fortunate, actually, that every time we've had a big game, I've been around.
Well, don't book any work for May this year, will you? Because we might fancy...
No, I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, listen, I'm a Charlton fan. I'm going to ask this question now, right? You've done
You're
a lot.
a Charlton fan.
Oh, I say no, I'm not. I'm going to ask a sort of Charlton fan type question. You've done a lot of sort of violent type of films and football. Do you worry that it might influence people when you with the violence and the films? And is there anything you won't do on screen? Is there anything too violent you wouldn't portray?
You sure you ain't a Charlton fan? Go on, blimey.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a fine line. I think that when you look at Football Factory, if you look at the 3 main characters, my character, Danny's character, and Roland's character, Roland gets killed, Danny ends up in intensive care, and I go to prison for 7 years. You know, so that's the payoff when you look at it realistically.
Yeah,
I think that's the sort of...
That's the moral there, yeah?
That's the moral, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of... I think you are aware of that. Yeah, I mean...
I love the bit in
not
that...
to glorify the violence, you know. I mean, if there it is what it is, and it's sort of...
Good
your job as a sort of actor to sort of bring that across and sort of show it realistically. But at the same time, there has to be a payoff. You know, in Football Factory, that's the payoff.
But does it annoy you that this club has a bad reputation for something that really doesn't happen as much anymore, or if at all?
I think it's probably hindered people investing in the club over the years, without a doubt. And I think recently, I mean, it's still there. I mean, I'm not just talking about Millwall. I think across the board, across the country, that element.
Oh, certainly is, yeah.
It's still there, and it hasn't gone away. And it seems to have become more sophisticated in the last sort of few years with the internet and Facebook and all them sort of things. It's not going to go away. I mean, I think it's stupid.
It's stupid to assume it would do, mate, and it's
that, but obviously Millwall has got a reputation, and if something happens that happens with Millwall fans, it's all over the papers. If it happens with Manchester United or Liverpool fans, it's not. You know, and it's. I think that we're stuck with that, and it'll be a very difficult thing to lose.
So, Frank, my favourite bit of the Football Factory was when you and Tammer decided to argue between yourselves across the kiddies' football pitch and finished up in a centre circle rolling around a bit. That must have been a good bit to play with old Tammer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I threw a few improvisations improvisations in that.
I had a feeling there.
He hated the comment about the kebab shop. I said that, yes.
When I heard you say that, mate, I thought that can't be scripted. That one, that's come off the top of the head.
When you play a character like Jack Wones in Rise of the Foot Shoulder, yeah, that's the one. Do you worry about getting the? You must be worried about getting the, the play and the acting correct, because do you get problems with his fans?